Hello, didn't see you there. Sorry about that. You're here to watch a Critical 3 video, are you? Oh, well, welcome. I hope you subscribe because apparently over 59% of you that are watching this video right now are not subscribed. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. Enjoy the video.
Are you ready?
And action, mate.
Hey guys, and welcome to Critical 3. Today we are reviewing Cry Macho, Clint Eastwood's new starring role. It's his new film. He directed it and wrote, I believe. So sadly today it is just me that you've got. Obviously Josh is obviously not here. He didn't watch the film, so it would just be a short video, just a quick review. And kind of, continuing from the vlog that was released earlier this week. So yeah, guys, Cry Macho. Have you seen it? It is Clint Eastwood. The man is 91 years of age, which at 91, that's pretty good going to still be doing a film. He's writing it, starring in it. I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't know too much going into this film. Obviously, it's I think the thing that appeals to me, and I've watched kind of a few clips of behind the scenes, and this is definitely what it was going for, and it's the whole, it's kind of, the film is very advertises that it's Clint Eastwood, he's back on a horse, and he's wearing a cowboy hat. He's replaying a cowboy, which, if you obviously, your Clint Eastwood films, and some of his films, some of my favourites, like The Good, The Bad and the Ugly, A Fistful of Dollars and For a Few Dollars More, there's iconic spaghetti western cowboy films. That's kind of, I think that's kind of why this film was pushed, and they even said in behind the scenes that, he's not been on the back of a horse since, is it Unforgiven? Which was the film back in the 90s that he did with Morgan Freeman. So kind of we'll start off, it's a bit jumpy to start, if I'm quite honest. It's quite sad to see. It's an okay film. I think overall it's an okay film. Stick it on. I wouldn't put it on a Sunday afternoon, but if you're going through your TV and it just happens to be on, it's an easy watch. It is a bit jumpy at the start. Obviously Clint Eastwood's great in it. His dialogue, 95% of the time is really good. But the script, there's one character, and it's obviously you see him in the trailer. It's Clint Eastwood's boss. Obviously it's the guy that you go rescue his son from Mexico, and there's a scene where they're talking, and the dialogue's so bad. I don't know if it's just how it was written, or that the guy playing kind of Clint Eastwood's boss, is just either a really bad actor. I didn't recognise him. I've not seen him from any other things. So, if you know obviously who I'm talking about, and he has been in all films, put in the comments below. But yeah, the script was bad. It felt really bad. The film felt quite choppy. And I think, so for example, you'd start at one scene, you'd have one scene, that you kind of know where it's going or where it needs to be next, and rather seeing any journey, he just cuts and he's just there. And I'm sat there and I'm thinking, I think I know why they've done this. And it's his age. You can't do too much, shall I say, walking or running, or he doesn't really do too much of that throughout the film. If he walks on, he's normally walking on shot or walking off shot. There isn't really too much kind of else in between. Obviously, he does a lot of the driving as well. But so yeah, it felt very choppy. The pace of the film's great. There's nothing wrong with the pace. But when we get into Mexico, you get the kid, and for the first, I say for the first part of the film, I'm thinking this kid is a really good actor. Like he's kind of script's really good, and then it gets a bit later on, and they just think there's one scene near the end of the film where obviously, you know, you find out the real reason why Clint Eastwood as boss has sent him to get his son. You find the real reason why he wants his son, because obviously his son's been living in Mexico, and you know he's never had it to do with kind of his dad. And you know, so you find out the real reason. It's kind of like the twist in the film, should I say, or the bit that the audience knows but the main characters don't. And Clint Eastwood is, you know, he's explaining it brilliantly. You know, and even Clint Eastwood, you know, his character didn't know. You know, it's one of those he didn't know, and the kid just he just switches, and it's very you know, I didn't believe it for 1 second. He's like, no, I'm done, and he's, you know, kicks off, and yeah, it just, no one would react like that. I think it was there for dramatic, you know, for dramatics, and it just didn't work. There's a lot of things that it kind of didn't work, and I think one of the biggest things. And this is kind of what I wanted. Obviously, I didn't want to say too much in the vlog, and but there's a love interest for Clint Eastwood's character, and it's just really weird, because she, even if she's in her 50s, right, which I don't think she is. She don't look that old. She must be in the late 40s. But even if she's in her 50s, Clint Eastwood has still got 40 years or almost 40 years on this woman. And there's a scene where they're trying to dance, and it was that scene. I'm watching it, and I'm just thinking, he's too old. He's too old for this role. You should have got someone who was a bit younger, someone who was in the 60s. You know, and they could have easily done that. And you know, and that's, I feel like I'm kind of crapping on Clint Eastwood. You know, I love the guy. He's a great actor. He's done some amazing films, but it didn't need to be him. And I think the whole point in the advertisement for this film and kind of the drive was to say, hey, it's Clint Eastwood, he's in a cowboy hat, you know, he's a cowboy like how you remember, and you know, he's kind of doing it again. And it was wrong. It shouldn't have been kind of advertised as that. And I think, you know, you really feel that that's kind of the selling point. And obviously they have this kiss, and I'm still sat there thinking there's 40 years between them. Now, I'm not saying you can love, you know, someone or fall in love, you know, as you get older. Age is just a number, of course, provided it's, you know, in the right way. But it looked like she was dancing with her granddad, or you know, with her dad, and it just didn't work. It really didn't work. And you know, and there's just little things like that, and you know, so you get the sense is, at the beginning, is kind of this retired radio cowboy, he did drink and drugs, and then halfway through the film he's kind of like a veterinarian, and he loves animals, and he's trying to heal these local animals, and then he's, the next minute he's teaching how to ride a horse, and it's like they tried to give him too much to do. They tried to pack so much into this character, for you to kind of feel for him, or you know, for you to kind of relate or anything like that, and it just doesn't work. Like I said, guys, I'm gonna kind of leave it. I feel like I've just slated it throughout the whole video. You know, I'll chuck some positives. Like I said, it is one of those. If it's on the telly, I'd happily watch it. It would, you know, it's great to see Clint Eastwood in a film again. You know, the guy he talks better than, you know, he makes more sense than kind of what Joe Biden does. You know, and he's the US president, and you know, so he kind of said he's still got his marbles, but you know, it was good. You know what he. You know what he did was really good. You know, he had some really good scenes. He played off really well with the other characters, and I think that was the best bit. That, you know, he still bounced off them, and you know, there wasn't really any point where a character would do something and Clint Eastwood would just stand there and kind of think, I don't know what's going on. He knew what was happening, and he reacted really well, and in that sense, you know, I did enjoy it. But anyway, guys, you know, Cry Macho, Clint Eastwood's newest film, and I'm really scared to say, and this was the reason why I went to see it, is I think it's going to be his last film. You know, as horrible it is to say, but again, to see his last film in the cinema. You know, it's something that's got to be done. But guys, if you've seen it, you know, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought of it. It's great to see Clint Eastwood back on a horse in a cowboy hat. You know, or did you find the whole film just a bit weird and a bit cringy? But again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Obviously, most of all, don't forget to hit that like button, and also most of all, subscribe and share with your friends. Alright, so we'll see you on the next Critical 3. Bye.